They're just really good quality stuff. I've never done this before, so if it sucks, that's why. How's it going, guys? My name is Chase Farrow, and if you've watched either of my last couple of videos, then you know that myself, Tyler, and our friend Dallas are going on a 26-hour-long rally next week. Now, in the last video, I finished prepping the Z06. There wasn't really a whole lot to do. I just needed to take my race seat out, put my street seat back in. We also attempted to prep the Mazda Speed 3. We put a big brake kit on it. We went to do some suspension adjustments, and we realized apparently that suspension is super blown. So that one's not gonna make it on the trip. So instead, he's gonna be taking his Hellcat and his Terminator Mustang. One of his buddies, the guy that actually originally sold him the Terminator, is flying up, and he is going to be driving the Terminator for Dallas. So that's gonna be exciting, having his Hellcat, having his Terminator, having my Z06 and Tyler's Camaro. Now, speaking of the Camaro, I'm ready, Dallas is ready, but Tyler's not quite ready yet. We have to refinish this front lip and get the front splitter on the car. We also got a new rear spoiler for it, so that's what we're gonna be doing today. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the Z06 out of here so we can make room for the Camaro. And you know what that seems like a perfect excuse for? A cold start. Let's do it. Just like that, Tyler's here. Stop, perfect. All right, you're good.
Hey, I didn't kill it pulling in the garage this time.
That's true. All right, so we are actually pretty limited for time because I had to work this morning. He was on an overnight. He had to get some sleep. So we only have a few hours of daylight, which means we really got to jump on the splitter. We got to get the spoiler done. So we're probably going to time lapse a lot of it. Did you bring your camera?
I did, yes.
Okay, so Tyler's going to get this front bumper off. If you want, you can set up your camera on my tripod, okay. And I'm going to get started on the splitter.
Go.
Actually, you know what? Since we're going to be nut starting the bumper, we actually don't need to take it off after all, huh?
Yeah.
Well then, hell, let's get this spoiler opened up because I really want to see it, and I know you do too. So.
Definitely.
All right, we're gonna unbox this then.
Hopefully this thing looks as good as it did in the picture.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely gonna make the tail end of the car look a lot better. Dude, the factory spoiler on the Camaro is just awful. Oh, okay, hold on. Yeah. Let's set this on the ground. So, oh geez. In there is the wicker. This is the actual spoiler itself.
I mean, technically this is a factory spoiler. Oh yeah, that definitely looks way better than the factory.
Ooh, the paint's on it actually pretty good too.
Yeah,
honestly,
it honestly matches the paint that was on the car.
Okay, that just wipes off. Yeah, that does look really good.
And it's already got
I don't know how. Oh shoot.
It's already got.
So it's nut started and everything. So this is literally just bolt on the spoiler and then bolt on the wicker.
Is it bolt on the spoiler and then the wicker, or should we just put the wicker on it?
Why don't we bolt on the spoiler and then bolt on the wicker? Okay. Because we might need to like grab it and move it around a little bit. And it's, yeah, so.
Smart.
Yeah, that looks cool though.
Let's bust out the wicker too.
Yeah.
While we're doing the unboxing.
I don't know how good the quality of paint is. I mean, it looks nice. I don't know how much effort they put into clear coating it though. So what might be a good idea is actually ceramic coating it.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you guys can't tell, so it was actually pretty cool the last like week and a half, and then today, because it's like the car gods knew that we were going to be doing this, and it's hot.
Yeah, if you can't tell by the sweat dripping off of me, it's not only hot, but humid.
Oh, and it's got multiple levels, so you can actually adjust it. You can make it aggressive, or you can dial it back. By the way, Auto Addicts, I believe it might be. Auto Addicts actually makes a ZL11LE spoiler for this.
Really?
And I did some looking into it. So at 150 mile an hour, 140, the Camaro with a factory spoiler on it produces 200 pounds of lift. With the ZL1, yeah, I know. Awesome, right? With the ZL11LE spoiler on these, it produces 300 pounds of downforce.
Okay.
So that's actually pretty good. That might be an alternative for later.
This is gonna look cool. Obviously, you have to bend it.
Yeah. It just kind of bends as it bolts in, but yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
That's awesome.
Metal.
So if you want to go ahead and get on punching the holes in the trunk for that, I'm going to get on the splitter and we'll be chugging along.
All right.
Okay, so the splitter's prepped. I'm going to take it outside. I'm going to paint it. I'm using Hyperdip. Frozen Black?
Yeah.
Frozen Black from Hyperdip. I heard it's really good quality stuff. I've never done this before, so if it sucks, that's why.
Wait, you've never... Well, I'm an idiot, and I dropped one of the bolts for the new spoiler down inside the trunk lid, I guess. So now I have to take the trunk off to try and get that out. So that's gonna be fun. But it might work out a little bit better because it might be a little easier for us to get the spoiler on with the trunk off. We'll find out. Kind of a poor design to not have studs coming out of the spoiler like the factory one, but I didn't design it. And done, except for some reason, there's no disconnect for the wire harness. Because of course there's not, because GM. So that's gonna make things interesting.
All right, so now we got an RTV around the mounting holes because obviously we don't want, hold on. I don't think we actually need to RTV that.
I mean...
Well, yeah, let's go ahead and do it just for safety. Okay. I guess now let's get this thing on there. Say it. Say it.
It looks nasty.
No.
But,
no,
you were right, goddamn.
Yeah. That looks awesome. All right, so now we just got to finish up the front splitter, and then we got to film this thing. Okay, so we fast forwarded a little bit because we were running really low on daylight.
Out of daylight.
And we did end up running out of daylight. So we didn't get the front splitter on. We got the nut certs put in the bottom, but we didn't have enough nut certs of the right size or bolts. So we put the splitter in the trunk. You're gonna overnight some nut certs and the bolts. So he's gonna get that put on tomorrow, and then I guess we'll film the beauty shots Monday. And yeah, so that's all logistic stuff. It doesn't affect you guys, so.
It affects us.
Yeah, it affects us
because
because our time frame is so crazy condensed. Like I'm running on empty, and we haven't even started the trip yet. So it's Friday night. Man, it's right around the corner. Mm-hmm. So the bright side is this actually gives us an excuse, like we need one, for a cold start. My neighbors, they're gonna hate us. anyways, now that everyone in the county knows Tyler is left, he's gonna do the nut certs on the front bumper. He's gonna get the front splitter thrown on there tomorrow. So I'm gonna go ahead and we'll cut to him doing that.
The next day.
So we are about to head over to get some riv nuts from Summit, because I live a lot closer to Summit than he does. And Amazon said that they delayed the delivery, so I got to figure it out. While I'm on the way, I'm also going to go ahead and get the new rear tires put on the car. Hopefully this will avoid some scrubbing issues, because the rear tires are too wide. It's probably just the wrong offset on the wheels, but the fenders really like to kiss the tires. Wasn't really an issue until we got the wrap on there. Now that the wrap's on there, it will absolutely destroy it, and on a, 3,000 mile road trip, I'm not gonna destroy my wrap like that. So I'm gonna attempt to rectify that by putting on 295s that have a lower aspect ratio instead of the 305s that are on it right now.
One winner later.
As you can see, it's, well, much later. It ended up being, for lack of a better term, a bit of a shit show today, because I had a bunch of tools that I needed that I apparently didn't get from my old place yet. I left the riv nut tool at Chase's house, but we got the car in here, so we're gonna cut to the time lapse now. All right, guys, if you can't tell, I'm very sweaty right now. The lip is on the car, and you know what, man? This looks great. Like, it really looks great. It's just a quick repaint, that's all it took. And you know what? Why don't you guys check it out right now?
Which is exactly what we would do if it didn't fly off the front of the car at 120 mile an hour and get run over by a Ford Fiesta.
Allegedly!
So the original plan was that because of our condensed time frame, what we were going to do is we were going to get everything installed, get that finished. I was going to edit the entirety of the video up to the reveal point, and then once we were in Tennessee for the trip, I was going to film the reveal, all the beauty shots in Tennessee, finish putting the video together, and then release it that way. However, on the way to Tennessee, about 2 hours into the trip, Tyler was trying to catch up to the group, was moving rather quickly, and the front splitter came off of the car. If I were to guess the reasoning, my gut tells me that it has something to do with that nut cert, where the tool actually broke while we were installing the nut cert. Basically, the tool broke off in one of the nut certs, and we ran out of time. We weren't able to drill it out. From what I understand, I think Tyler put another nut cert in, but because they were all pretty equally distanced apart, I don't know if putting one in somewhere else basically was enough to help prevent that gap from opening up. And so my instinct tells me at speed, a little bit of a gap opened up, and once air gets in somewhere, especially on a splitter like that, because the Z28 splitter is actually functional, I think the air probably opened up a little bit of a gap, and once it got in there, it just pulled the whole thing off. So unfortunately, all I have to show you is this picture, and it looks pretty cool, but unfortunately, we won't have footage of the car with the front splitter on there until we can get another front splitter put on. So that being said, this coming weekend, the first video covering the rally comes out. It's going to be the kickoff party plus the trip up there. I'm so unbelievably excited for you guys to see these videos. It was such an amazing trip. I mean, words can't even describe what an experience that was. So be sure to follow along for that. But on that note, we're going to go ahead and end off there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, drive safe, throw your car batteries in the ocean, and I'll see you all later. Bye.